Hi everyone, my name's Jordan and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about all of the books on my shelves that I haven't read. I've talked about it a lot on this channel and I'm pretty good about book buying. I only buy books if I know I'll like it for the most part. If I don't know if I like it, I'll try to read it from my library and then I will decide if I want to purchase it after that. So compared to other booktubers that I've seen do this video, I have not that much. It's still a lot more than I thought once I compiled it all, but I've seen some booktubers be like, I haven't read 240 of the books on my shelves, and I'm like, what? Like, I just don't let myself buy books like that unless, as you'll see, it's from a used bookstore. A lot of times I will get books that I think I'll like from a used bookstore because I don't feel as bad if I end up not liking it and unhauling it because I didn't spend as much money on it. So most of these books are not bought new, and if they are, it's because I have a pretty strong feeling I know I'll love them. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, I have The Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne. I'm actually reading Malice right now. I just started it. I'm like 30 pages in or something, so I don't really have opinions yet. But after having read the Bloodsworn saga, I was like, I think I will definitely like Faithful and the Fallen, and everyone I hear talking about it says it's amazing. They say the first book can be a little slow, but if you just stick with it, the books get phenomenal. So I love that. So I'm hoping I will love these, and they're also very pretty on a shelf, because the white spines just feel very unique and I like them a lot. And they're like the perfect floppy paperback. So excited to get into this, excited to be finally starting it. Need to read it. Next up, I have the 4 books of the Serpent War Saga by Raymond E. Feist. These are mass market paperbacks. I got them at a used bookstore, and honestly I just got them because it was a complete series and I know nothing about them. I've never read a Raymond Feist book, so I don't even know if I'll like them, but the fact that it's called the Serpent War Saga and there's dragons on this cover, like, it just made me think I'll like it. They look like a good classic fantasy series. I hope to start this eventually. Let me know down below if you've read this series and if I should put it further up my TBR, because right now I don't have a priority to read this. I just thought they were pretty, even though they're just mass market paperbacks. And it was a complete series, and I think I got it for like $2 total. So next up was another used bookstore find, and that is the first 4 books of the Temeraire books, the Temeraire series. I think there's like 10 books in this series or something. This by Naomi Novik. Again, this is a series with dragons. We all know how much I love dragons. All the covers are pretty. These are the mass market paperbacks. But again, I got these for like $2. I've read Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik and really loved it. It was a Rumpelstiltskin retelling that I thought was really successful. So I'm excited to get to these. Again, they aren't super high on my priority list, but I do love dragons, and that's really all I know about these books. I think they're like inspired by the French Revolution or something. I could be totally wrong about that, but I think I remember it being something like that. But it could be me confusing it with a different series. Anyway, excited to get to this because dragons. Comment down below if I should move this up my TBR, because right now it's not a super high priority, but I do want to read them. Next up, I have The Wolf of Oroñaro by K.S. Veloso. I could be butchering the name of the book and the name of the author, so I apologize if I am. Again, don't know a whole lot about this book. I've seen Elliot Brooks talking about it on her channel, and she said it's really good. It's supposed to be a fantasy novel that has a lot of themes of like motherhood and stuff, which I feel like we don't see a whole lot in fantasy in general. So I'm very interested to read this. This is the first book in the Chronicles of the Bitch Queen. So like, that just sounds great. That's a good series name. So I'm excited to get to this. I did buy this one new. A lot of times my husband, if I'm having a bad day, he'll be like, let's go to Barnes & Noble. And if there's not a book I know I want, I'll just grab something that looks interesting. And I think this is pretty. It's got a pretty spine. And I'd heard Elliot Brooks talking about it and saying it was a good book. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. Need to actually move this one up my TBR because I do think I will like it. I just keep forgetting about it because it sits like back here, so I don't see it that often. So I should get to this one soon. Next up, I have The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. I just got this edition a couple weeks ago, and I got this one because it's very pretty. It's got a pretty spine. The matching other two look nice together, and I figured if I got a pretty edition, it would incentivize me to start this soon. So I'm hoping to read this before the end of the year. Embarrassing, I haven't read it yet, but I really hope I like it. I'm a little intimidated by it. I just recently did a video of books that intimidate me on my TBR. I will link that above, but this is one of those that really intimidates me. You can see my reasons why in that video, but I'm excited to get to this, and this one is a priority. I'm hoping to start it in the next couple months, and we'll see. Next up, I have The Three-Body Problem by Cixin Liu. This is a sci-fi novel that a lot of my other booktube friends have read. It is a trilogy. This is the first book, and I've heard such good things about it, and the books are very pretty. The spines all look nice together, and I really love sci-fi recently, so I figured I would give this series a shot. So I bought the first one. I didn't buy all of them because I wanted to see if I liked this one first, and then if I do, I will then buy the second two. Very excited to start this though. This one I think I will be starting sooner rather than later, just because I've heard such good things about it. This is originally in Chinese, and it's been translated by Ken Liu, who wrote The Dandelion Dynasty. So pretty cool little tie-in to the fantasy genre, but again, excited to get to this hopefully soon. Next up, I have my Robin Hobb stack. So how I've been getting Robin Hobb books recently is just every time I go to a used bookstore, I see what they have. So I have kind of like a really random assortment of Robin Hobb books. Like they are not even in order, and it's like just a couple out of each series. So I'm working on my collection. So first I have book 3 of the Tawny Man trilogy, Fool's Fate. I'm starting the Tawny Man trilogy this month, but I got this at a used bookstore. I have no idea how much I paid for it, but I mean, it was originally $7, so I probably spent like $1 or $2 on it. It's just the mass market paperback, but it is in really good condition, and man, that font is small. Anyway, I'm excited to get into this series, but this is one of the random Robin Hobb books I have. Next up, my mom recently found me book 1 and 2 of the Fitz and the Fool trilogy, Fool's Quest and Fool's Assassin. Very nice books. Very good condition. They look like they've never been read. So I had her grab these for me. Need to get the third one now, but really, really happy to have these. And then I also have books 2 and 3 of the Rainwild Chronicles. Need 1, and I think there's a 4th one in this series. Again, it's just I find what I can find and grab it when I see it. These are also in really good condition. I think my sister-in-law actually just found me Blood of the Dragon. I think that's what it's called. Blood of the Dragon, something like that, which I think is the 4th book in this series. I don't remember, but she found me one of the books in this series. So that one will be coming soon. I think it's in not as good of condition as these. It's got some staining, and the dust jacket is a little beat up, but as long as the spine looks nice and they all look good together, I can overlook it until I find a better copy. But yeah, so another 2 random editions. These aren't even like the matching sets. These are made by different publishers, but they're both hardcover and they're both pretty, so that's okay with me for now. Next up, I have my Stephen King used books. I have, they're huge, the 5th and 7th of The Dark Tower. These editions are stunning. They're in pristine condition. They just stink. They stink like cigarettes. But these are the illustrated editions, and I'm obsessed with them. I was actually looking at this on Amazon, and people are selling this edition for like $100, and I got it for like $14. It's got like beautiful, beautiful pages. The illustrations look great. There's no staining or anything like that. Like everything is in fabulous condition. So it really incentivizes me to try my 3rd and final time to enjoy The Dark Tower. I've talked about it in a few other videos. I have DNF'd it twice, the last time I got halfway through the third book. So I'm going to really try again. I think it was the audiobooks that were failing me, so I'm going to try reading these physically. I also know that like these stunning illustrated editions, I believe only the 5th, 6th, and 7th have them. So I don't know what I'm going to do about the other ones because I want a whole series of these illustrated editions, but we shall see. I love this cover so much. It's like one of my favorite covers of the series. The Songs of Susanna cover is like ugly. So I don't know. These were pretty, so I wanted them. And then I also have The Regulators, which is technically by Richard Bachman, which is one of Stephen King's pen names. And I also have the matching copy of Desperation, and the covers line up. They're like companion novels, but I have read Desperation. Desperation is one of my favorite Stephen King books. I will link my video above of Best of Stephen King. That book is in that list. I think it's one that is not typically people's favorites. I don't think a lot of people like it, but I really liked it. It was really scary. So I'm hoping to read The Regulator soon because it kind of pairs with that book. I'll probably end up rereading Desperation because I think I read it like 12 years ago or something. So I'm going to probably reread Desperation and The Regulators for the first time. I mean, the cover is just beautiful. So I'm very excited, very happy I have these two like companion novels. They look so good together, and I got them for a bargain. My mom bought me this one, I think, and I bought Desperation. Or no, I bought this one, and then my mom found me the matching Desperation. So they're stunning, beautiful books. We're almost done. Next up, I have Babel by R.F. Kuang. The only reason I haven't read this yet is because it just came out. So I'm hoping to read it either at the end of this month or the beginning of next month, depending on how quickly I read. I'm very excited for this. I've seen a lot of people hyping it up. It's dark academia. It's got a lot of politics and a lot of like just intelligent discussions that I'm so excited to feel stupid while reading. And yeah, I'm just pumped for this book. R.F. Kuang wrote the Poppy War trilogy, which didn't hit for me as much as it did for some other people, but I highly, highly respect it. I just didn't really connect with a lot of the characters. But the research that went into it and just the storytelling in general was so beautiful and so unique in the fantasy genre. I think if you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. I feel like a lot of fantasy booktube kind of gets stuck in this like medieval fantasy rut and forgets that there's so much more to fantasy than just medieval fantasy. So the Poppy War is a really great example of that. It is based on Chinese history, and it is just a stunning, stunning story. I just didn't connect with it as much as some other people did, but it is still understandably one of the best fantasy series out there right now. I do know that the ending is a little contentious, and I agree, but the rest of it is very good. So, regardless, excited to get to Babel because dark academia is much more up my alley, and I know R.F. Kuang is a great writer, and I also know that she's an academic, so I'm sure that this is going to be fabulously written. Last but not least, I have the Winnowing Flame trilogy by Jen Williams. The first one is The Ninth Reign. So this series I know next to nothing about. I know that they are very weird books. I've heard that they're just like so strange, and Elliot Brooks is always raving about them, trying to get more people to read them, so I'm just very excited to get to them. They are pretty high up on my priority list. I bought these. I have a Bookstagram friend who did like a giveaway when she reached like 1,000 followers, maybe 2,000, and I won the giveaway, so she sent me an Amazon gift card, and I was able to get this whole series with it because they're paperbacks. They were relatively inexpensive, so I was able to get the whole series with that gift card, and I'm really hoping I like it. These are hopefully going to be a hit for me. I'm hoping to at least start it before the end of the year. We'll see. I'm doing my best. There's just so many good books out there. All right, that is all of the unread books I have. Almost all of them. I think there's like 6 that I bought brand new. Almost all of them are just used bookstore finds. I always feel less guilty buying books from the used bookstore because they're inexpensive. So if I don't like it, I can always pass it on to somebody that will like it. Please let me know if I should start any of these sooner than I've said. Some of them I already have started, already have plans for starting, but some of them I just bought because they sounded interesting, but they are not a priority. If you think I should move them up my priority list, please let me know down below in the comments. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, helps me reach out to more people, talk to more people about books, and that's what we're here for. If you really like my content, please hit the notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. As always, your support means the world to me, and until next time, thank you guys.